Hey, what's up everyone? It's Zolbeck. Today we are going to speak about is New World a great game? Is New World worth it for the price to sell it? And should you get it or not? And now I am speaking as a New World gamer. I am a gamer. I started to play since I'm young. I played Atari, NES, you know, the Mario Bros, Zelda, Counter-Strike on the PC, RuneScape. I've seen the gaming evolves with time, you know, World of Warcraft and stuff like this. And now I am in New World and I'm gonna speak about why I enjoy playing New World right now. And if I think that it's this game worth the price that they are selling, and should you waste your time on this game, is it a waste or not? So let's get straight into it. New World is a action RPG that is like a MMORPG, but the fight is in third person. As you can see, if I can fight like this. You can move the camera around while you fight a bit. There's a nice angle. You can zoom in, zoom out, and depending on the weapon you use, it's a bit different. Let's take the musket as example. I really liked to play with the musket at the start at this game because it felt pretty good, and you see it's the same angle as Resident Evil, and Resident Evil 4 was one of my favorite games when I was young, and when I leveled up the first time in New World, I did it as a musket because fighting mostly the undead with the musket for me was something really nostalgic, you know? And then after that, I became a mage because what's great into New World is you can just swap weapon, and it's not like World of Warcraft that you need to create a whole new character. In New World, you have two weapons, and look, right now I have a great axe and a fire staff. Like, the great axe is not bound to be a strength weapon. You can pair it with intellect weapon too. So you can make some very creative combo, and you have some ranged weapons that are kinda nice, and different from each other. You see, like, the musket and the fire staff are really different, and the bow and the fire staff are really different. Same for the melee. If you compare just the great axe and the hatchet as example, both, like, the great axe is a two-handed weapon, the hatchet is a one-handed. You can even throw with the hatchet, and you cannot throw some great axe, you know. And there's a bunch of it, like the hammer, two-handed hammer as example. You see, it's another one, and it got some crowd control. You see, you got some nice AoE ability, and in New World, the AoE and stuff, it's not too much. You see, in some game, when you are like 5 people and plus hitting each other on a objective or whatever, you cannot see a shit because the AoE are just on the top of each other, and it just does a mess. But in New World, it's not too hard to just see where you're at and make the difference between friendly and enemy spell. Mostly that now the enemy spell have their, like, a red circle on top of it and stuff like that. There's for sure a bit, it's hard for the PC to maintain good frame rate when there's big, large scale MMO, but I mean, with those graphics, like, it's just normal to have a bit of, like, quality issue. You see what I mean? So overall, on the quality, visual quality, it's pretty good. And when the game came out, there was a lot of bugs, but they fixed 95% of them. There's still some bugs that I hate them, but it's not that much game breaking. Like, the worst bug that I can say is, you see, if I need to salvage some item, look, I have too much item, I must salvage this item. Sometimes you're gonna salvage an item or just move it into your inventory, and the icon's gonna stay stuck in your screen like this, and then you're gonna have to relog so it's go away. But you see, it's not that much game breaking, but it still happen a lot of them. So in New World, you're gonna get a quest progression. When you start, you're level 1 and you progress to level 65. And at the start, you start like on the bottom of the map, and then they give you some quests into that region of the map, and then they make you go up into this section, and then they make you go up on the Brimstone Sand over there. Now Shadowrun Mountain, then Brimstone Sand, and then they make you go back on the down there on Elysian Wild. Elysian Wild is like the newest region. They did modify Kutlaski now that have some max level stuff into it too. So you got those two area that is like new area you can see, and you got a PvP only area there. You see in your world there's 3 faction, it's 3 color, and now I am into a PvP server. So if I see a purple, no, I am purple. If I see yellow, we can fight each other. Like, it's PvP server. I cannot fight purple, but I can fight yellow, and I can fight green. And into that free-for-all PvP area over there, you can fight anyone, even purple, yellow, or green. Is just a free-for-all area with some special looting chests and some special looting mechanic. You get like some doubloon from the chest that you can get some special game ending gear with it, like special PvP gear, very good. And Elysian Wild, it's more like a PvE zone, but now that we have the PvP server, now you can PvP into it, and it looks very good. The color are great, and Elysian Wild is great, and the chest run are big. Like, this doesn't like, it don't look like a big thing over there. Like, if I look on the map, it doesn't look big, but this is big. Like, into this, there's at least like, I don't know, 30 chests to loot, all onto some different area. Like, it's a big mountain, and the chests are all around, and there's some mob to fight. And you see there's some big chest run into New World. It's like a big raid between, like, I say between 20 to 100 people. Yes, sometimes 100 people just go together and fight the mob into the open world, just to be able to loot the chest and loot the drop from the named mob, like the elite enemy that are into the elite area. So you go into those elite area with a red, and it's like an open world red PvP on that you can fight. Like, sometimes you're there trying to loot the chest, fight the enemy, and we are purple there doing the chest run, and yellow is attacking us, and we are fighting each other while looting the chest. It's crazy, it's fun, I love it, and this content, you can last a lot of hours doing it. Like, those PvP, let's say you can stay almost, sometimes you just want to do a chest run. That chest run usually lasts between 15 to 45 minutes. But now with that PvP, sometimes the chest run gonna last 1 hour and a half, 2 hours, just there fighting, bashing into each other, just because it's fun, you know? So yeah, this is good content. And then, on top of that, you got all the activity. You see, the activity, the expedition, it's like a dungeon into the other game, alright? And the mutated expedition, it's like a dungeon but harder. You see, there's M1, M2, look, M1 and M2 and M3, and it's like scale. It's harder when you go to M3, you see what I mean? And there's better loot into it too. And then there's the red. The red, you see, it's 10 player. And then there's the trial, it's 20 players. So it's like a red, but with 20 players. So there's multiple red for the moment. There's like 3 or 4 red. And then there's some one trial, and it's the sandworm. And right now, they just speak about Medusa there, but there's some other red into the game. You just don't see them there. And then there's some soul trial and season trial. So yeah, there's that. It's some other fight. Yeah, so this is the two other raid that I was speaking about, the Winter Runeforge and Hatchetry. It's like some red, but they call it Season Trial for some reason. And then there's the 3v3 Arena. The 3v3 Arena has two different maps, but they are not always up at the same time. So sometimes you're gonna get a map you like, sometimes the map you don't like. But both maps are kinda good, and if you really like 3v3, you're gonna like both maps. The 3v3 is pretty fun, and usually into PvP in your world you're gonna use your consumable, but in Arena when you use your consumable you're not wasting them. But into Outpost Rush it's more like a domination. There's 3 objectives and you fight for the 3 objectives and you spawn each one of this one side of the map. And yeah, the Outpost Rush, it's a bit like a Call of Duty multiplayer, but with only one map. They put out a new map recently. There's a new map coming out probably next season. But yeah, we tried during 3 days the new map in Outpost Rush, so we know that it's there and it's coming soon. So there's gonna be 2 maps for Outpost Rush, and this is good content, at least a couple of hours. So overall, you got this, and then you see when you walk into the open, you see that rock. It's a resource. I can min and extract some resource from almost anything, and it feels pretty good. You see, like it just feels good, even if it's not perfect. You see, I'm through the thing. You know, it's. For sure, there's no game with a perfect gathering. But with the noise and everything, it feels kinda satisfying to just be there, take some resource into the open world, and then you can go into a town. You're gonna see on the map you have a bunch of towns, and then when you zoom into it, you're gonna see into the town the stone cutting table, so I can use my stone in there and refine my stone into something else and create stuff out of it. Like I can create a table with stone carved into it or whatever. So there's a couple different crafting stations, like the smelting, the kitchen, the wood shop, forge, the trading post, and there's something for everyone, and I really like it. And in the trading post, you see, you can make some money by just buying and selling stuff. You can do some insane flip. There's some mechanic that make the trading post like you can gain a lot out of it if you play it good. So the trading post itself is almost a game into the game. And same for the crafting. I've seen some people who just craft a lot and they like crafting, and there's a bit of like gambling into it, because when you reach the maximum level and you keep crafting, you gain like some prestige. It's like some attitude crate. So all the extra level that you do, you gain it in like money. They give you like reward, some item for it that worked good money sometimes. So some people sometimes just keep crafting random shit just to get those aptitude crate, and like it's pretty nice for the crafter. And then you see there's a entire housing mechanic in Newworld, and some people take a lot of time, and you see this is something that they need to fix. Listen to that noise. Like, I mean, whoa. So this is, right now I teleported. Usually my character is supposed to be kneeling on the ground during the teleport animation, but instead he was just lagging like this. So you see, my house is horrible because it's not my main character. Okay, don't don't judge this horrible house. But you see, in my house I got pets. No, I got 2 dogs, And then you can straight up move the dogs like you want. Like, you see, I put it there together because they are friends, you know? Uh, but yeah, then you can just put the stuff into your house and make the house look beautiful or something. And even outside, you see, I did put this on the wall. So like, you see, and then there's even like a standing system into the housing system that make the people like to see your house from outside. Since it's mine, I see mine. But look, if I go near some other house, look, I see the stuff of the dude who is living there and have the maximum standing into the city. So yeah, the people does that, and then you see Windsward is like the main city, and in front of Windsward there's always a bunch of people just there doing some duel. And you see, you can just go there and chill all day and duel people, and usually the people around there are pretty good. So yeah, like just there you can waste a couple of hours too. So more you think about it, you can waste a lot of time in the world, and this is not really a waste. This is just fun. This is just a part of the grind. Uh, most of the weapons feel good. Like, is there a single weapon in Newworld that doesn't feel good? I'd say that the flail is maybe the one that feels the worst, but it's still fun to play, and I like using it. Like, every weapon in Newworld is good, and they took a lot of time to refine it. Like, when they put the weapon at the start, it was a bit clunky, the animation and the desync, but they took time to refine some small thing, small tweak here and there, and now every weapon feels good, kinda balanced too. Some people say that the ranged weapon are more overpowered, stuff like that. It's a bit true, but it's more a situational factor. Like, melee are stronger into Zerg, while ranged are stronger into one versus one or one versus X situation. And this is one thing that is nice in New World, is it's possible to do one versus X situation, because look, you see there's that yellow bar into the bottom of my screen. When I dodge, it uses my stamina. The stamina is that yellow bar straight up on the bottom of the screen right there. And you can consume your stamina fully and then you get punished for it and it's longer to come back. Or you can have a really good stamina management. And because of stuff like this and like the animation, the way it's done, the movement, you can like outplay people with the movement. You can like skill gap people, and this is one of the things that I think make New World good and look good too, because some game the PvP just doesn't look good. Like, I'm gonna speak about Marvel Rival as example. I don't like watching Marvel Rival. There's some streamer that I like to watch, like Tim the Tatman as example. But when he play Marvel Rival, I don't like it because the angle, you see, in New World I can see my character from far and I see what is happening around. Or in Call of Duty, I see the thing like a real human. In Marvel Rival, you're like stuck like this and you cannot see what's around, and this is what I just cannot stand about it. And New World doesn't have that. You see, I can play with my camera, look around, and it's pretty nice. You can use controller and mouse and keyboard. I would recommend mouse and keyboard way more though. You can have a mount. I can summon a mount. You have the choice between like a wolf, a lion. Um, there's a different, like a beer. And they are looking kind of great. No flying mount for the moment, but it's not a big deal. You can swim too, but you cannot swim underwater. You can only swim on the water, if that makes sense. And you see onto the armor system, you see it's a light right there. You can have a light, medium, and heavy equip load, and you can read right there what it says. Base damage, there's some increase and decrease depending on your weight and whatever. So it's really important to remember this while you're gonna level up and stuff. And to keep adding new perk, like this new perk called Hasted Vigor, it was not there like 2 months ago, but it's a really nice new perk and it gives you some haste, and haste is something fun in video game. So you kinda start to listen to people too. This is one thing that you need to remember in gaming industry. Most of the game don't listen enough to their people, and New World, they start to understand that they need to listen because they do listen to people. They change stuff that the people ask for. They still do a lot of mistakes. They still are imperfect like every devs, you know, but they do fix a lot of stuff that the people keep asking for it, and this is great. Like when people ask for nerf, they nerf. So they change a lot of stuff, and I kinda like it. But yeah, sometimes you see the people who cry the louder is the people that people listen to instead of listening to the people who are the smarter. So this is one thing that is wrong and happening even in real life with the government. And yeah, so I will maybe do more video about the subject. I feel like this one is long enough, but we're gonna at the end finish by making a bit of mathematics, just a little, alright? So I've heard that usually when someone buy a game, a story game or whatever, usually they're gonna spend between 20 to 40 or 50 hours into it, and it's the average amount of time that someone gonna spend before being done playing a game is like 50 hours you done your career, alright? So in a New World, if you look just at the career, like the main quest line, and we are speaking about going maximum level, I'm not even speaking about doing the entire quest line, just get to max level and get everything you need to have fun into the game. It's around that 50 hour, and I'm speaking to if you played the game a couple times before, maybe you're gonna be faster, you're gonna be able to speedrun it. But right now we are speaking about someone who get into the game the first time and is gonna level up for the first time and just bought the game. You're gonna take your time, look around, gathering the stuff. You're gonna have some fun into the open world. So you're gonna get your time leveling. You're gonna take time leveling up. Gonna take time to do the main quest and just have fun doing it. They revamped the storyline so many times and remade the starting area so many times that you better to do it because there's so much time and effort into it. It looked good, and right now it's kind of polished, alright? So when you start and you reach level 65 into the quest, let's say that it's already around 40 to 50 hours just by doing the quest, okay? And then if you really want to finish it, you can add another 10 to 20 hours, and you did not even do all the side quests. This is probably another 10 to 20 hours, okay? So over there, this is a lot of hours. And then if you look at all the dungeon and stuff like this is a lot, because the red, just completing the harder red, like the Hive of Gorgon, it's like around 1 hour, and you will not succeed the first time. So let's say that you're gonna complete in your gaming time just to get all your gear, probably the red 5 to 10 times. So this is around 10 more hours of gaming in your stuff. And then the mutated, the expedition, you're gonna see this is the expedition list. There's like a lot of expedition, like the dungeon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 dungeon, and there's like 10 of them that are available into mutated expedition. So there's 3 level of difficulty on those 10 dungeons. So you're gonna run 30 dungeon around if you want to complete them all into entry. So 30 dungeon, it's around 30 minutes each, so it's like 15 more hour over there. So we are around right now 100 hours just to be able to do that. And then there's the elite trial. It's another like this one. It's hard to learn, so you're gonna spend at least 1 to 5 hours into it too. And same for those two ones. They are not too hard, and you maybe gonna pass them on the first time. So it's at least a 30-minute each. And then you got the soul trial that are all like 2 to 5 minute experience. It's pretty nice. And then you got the outpost rush. The outpost rush you're gonna do minimum 5 to 10 in your gaming life. I've done hundreds and hundreds of outpost rush, but I'd say that I average do minimum 5 to 20 outpost rush, and it's between 5 to 45 minutes per outpost rush. So it's another 10 to 20 hour fun right there. And then you got the arena, the 3v3 arena. It's another couple of hours of fun, and maybe another 5 to 10. That just depends if you like PvP or PvE content. And then if we speak about the crafting, like the trade skill, this is all the trade skill, and they are low since I'm on the PvP server, and I did not even craft a lot in this game, but I've seen a lot of people crafting. And you see, in Arcana, I reached the max level, and this is what it looked like when you reach max level. You keep gaining, it's say 4, because I did that 4 times. I get the full wheel 4 times, and it gives me some reward. Every time I do 1/3, it gives me a reward. It's like a crate. So it's pretty nice and satisfying to do that. And then each weapon you have like a mastery, you need to level them to level 20, so it's another like 20 to 30 hour. And then yeah, you need to learn how to use them, make the stuff properly, you know. And you get all those titles, like whatever you do, you can just keep piling the title, and yeah man, have fun with it, you know. And then in your house, you got some trophy that gives you some buff, depending on what you're fighting, which type of mobs you're fighting. So the housing system is kind of push, it's kind of nice. Like right now it's angrier, there's lust, there's corrupted, you're gonna see, look, there's different type of mob, and there's even some event into the open world, and it changed with the season. So right now there's the Siege of Sulfur. You go there, you kill some world boss with a lot of people, and since it's the PvP server, we fight over it, so it's pretty fun. And there's some boss into it, we fight them, and then there's some loot at the end, and every event has different reward, different loot. Same for the dungeon into the map and stuff. So there's a lot of hour into crafting, there's a lot of hour into trading, there's a lot of hour into raiding, dungeoneering, just doing the quest line, the PvP overall. Right now there's some PvP into the open world. If you look on the map, you see there's some conflict. There's gonna be some war, like at 8 p.m. there's a war. If you're into one of those companies, you can be into the war and stuff like this. And race is something different than war. Race is straight up into the open world. The people gonna go into a territory. So let's say that the race is at Ebon Scale Reach. People are gonna go over there at Ebon Scale Reach. And you see there is those tower into the open world, and those tower gonna start popping up. Like right now you cannot like take the tower, but when the race start, you see it's between 8 to 8:40 m. So you go there and you take the tower, and it's gonna get some influence. And there's 3 tower like this per territory, so people can fight over it. And the people fight over the fort too. And the fort are always there to fight over during all day though. But the other are just there during the influence race. And when you do the influence race and you do there's some like PvP mission too. When you do them with your company, then you can put a declaration, a war declaration against the territory and get the territory. And when your army or your company own the territory, then you start getting money out of it, and some company gonna buy gear to other people, and some company gonna buy they're gonna give payouts to their people. Usually people who buy gear a bit is shady. The people who are not too much shady to do payout, but at the same time myself I did buy a lot of gear for the people when I had a company, so it's pretty hard to tell sometimes. You're just gonna trust the people. But yeah, I'll just say it's pretty fun. New World is amazing for that. The friend list system and the guild system still need a bit of refining, but it's working. Like right now, I can only have 100 friends in my friend list for some reason, and same for the company. They can only have 100 people, but at the same time, maybe it's some way to, I don't know, man, put some limit because people would break the game by having too much stuff, you know? Sometimes it do be like that. So yeah, this video is far long enough like this. I want to thank everyone who make it this far. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I wish you a good day. Peace out.